I'm that girl who grew up with a loving family. You know, a mom and a dad and a brother. High school was not mean to me. I did the activities lots of kids do, and I had good friends. I was never bullied, and I was just your American happy teenager. I was discovered at a young age and started my career in modeling. This took me to wonderful places around the world, but as a shy person, this felt unfamiliar and somewhat awkward, but I dove in head first. This led me to the Miss Texas pageant, which I did on a dare and against all odds of 1,000,000 to 1 given by the Wall Street Journal. I made worldwide history by becoming the 5th consecutive Miss Texas to win the title of Miss USA. What an unbelievable experience it was, and memories I am forever grateful for. Representing my country at the Miss Universe pageant was a thrill that's just hard to explain. Being able to wear the sash and also be known among 70-something other countries as the woman from the USA was just awesome. Finishing second runner-up was an honor and one that I'm very proud of. After my year was over, I started my career in television. I was able to be one of the few women in sports for ESPN, which led me to my 35-year career in television. I've worked with incredible people. I've been a part of amazing campaigns and projects. I made a movie and was able to grow in my equestrian skills. I then got married and had 5 babies. And then I became that girl who was facing divorce. I had to reinvent my career in order to take care of my 5 precious beating hearts. I went back to the thing that I knew: modeling, endorsements, and TV. Stepping back in front of a camera felt intimidating. And as a former Miss USA, sometimes the expectations to still be competition ready, even after having 5 kids, was the truth I was having to face. I was that girl who doubted her abilities, but knew I had to take care of my kids, and I questioned, was I good enough? Was I even relevant? And would anybody even care to work with me? I was that girl who felt my world closing in on me. I pushed through the doubts and became a new version of Gretchen. I jumped back onto TV and the endorsements, and I created a new brand of myself. I was once again on the stage, only this time a new set of judging criteria was at hand. I felt like I needed to be a better 2.0 version of me. I worked hard and developed talents I didn't know that I had. I had my own flaws that come with aging and being a mother, and I certainly wasn't the 23-year-old Miss USA, but I was still Gretchen. Then, while on a shoot out of the country, something in me was happening. While at the 2022 Miss USA telecast, I started to bleed. When I returned home, I had a biopsy, and then I became that girl who was diagnosed with an aggressive cancer. Emergency surgery, chemo, and radiation became my new way of life. I became that girl who lost her hair, who wore a wig that I named Tina, and no one knew that I was even sick. I kept my cancer a secret and continued to work and travel and did everything I could to get better. Doctor's visits were part of my new schedule, but I also discovered something new in me. After my treatments ended, it was time to embrace the new hair coming back from chemo. It was a blessing to be healthier, but I felt insecure. I was led to my Saint business, which has been one of the best treatments thus far for me in my life. I started a communications company and 2 podcasts with my very best friend. I have a strong knowing now at 58 of who I really am. For the first time in my life, I embrace me, all of me, the good, the struggling, the learning, and the woman I have become. My misery has become my ministry. My life is filled with even more purpose than before. I look for ways to help women. I lean into the weak and walk hand in hand with them as they too find their strength. I was once that girl, but now I've become that woman who looked herself in the mirror and smiled back with love and appreciation and gave herself a hug. Keep living, keep believing, and keep loving you.